Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams and welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Things are coming into alignment in the most divine way. You're growing, you're expanding, and there is nothing and nobody that can stop that process because you've already made your choice. Your choice has been made. There might be some people that don't like the choice that you've made because it goes against the plan that they had for you. I'm getting that these are beings who are sort of in the shadows, but they wanted to be front and center in your world. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Let's start with the Wild Mystic. We got power. Yes, this feels like inner power. It feels like your personal power. And I'm hearing a phrase, it's coming back online. So there could have been something inside you, a plan, a vision. For some of you, it might be a memory that was kind of fading into the distance, fading into the background. It's coming front and center right here to your third eye. So you're seeing everything that you need to see with clarity. Okay? For some of you, there may be some memories that are coming to the surface. You might be remembering some things that were perhaps repressed. All right? Something that's really comforting to know is that when things come to the surface in our mind, in our mind's eye, and we can see things that we didn't see before, or maybe there was something that we had blocked out of our memory in order to protect our energy. Whenever things start coming back to us, it means that we are strong enough and ready to handle it. Okay? So whatever it is that's coming back online, whether it's a dream that you had that had been put on hold for a bit, maybe you were dealing with other things at the time, or maybe they're memories that you weren't ready to face. Okay? Whatever it is that's coming to you in your mind's eye at this time, you have the guidance and the support that you need. I'm seeing like ancestral spirits and angelic beings holding your hand, walking with you on this path to face whatever it is that's coming to you, and you're ready. You're ready. 3:33 on the timer. Yeah, you have a whole team. You got a whole team, love. Yeah. Inspire. You're an inspiration. You are. You wear a crown. Okay? Maybe not in the physical, but certainly in the spiritual. You got a crown. And that crown has felt heavy at times. But I do see that heaviness that you've carried, it's built your strength. You've carried a certain level of weight that a lot of people never know over their entire lifespan. You've carried an incredible amount of weight, and it's all taught you how to alchemize. It's taught you how to take things that are meant to keep you down. You use them to help you grow, to become wiser. And it's really beautiful what you do with energy, with things that a lot of people would be like, oh no, don't give me that. I don't want that. You're like, okay, well, this is where life has brought me right now. Let's see what we're gonna do with it. You're incredibly strong and incredibly powerful. Sacred. There's something extremely sacred about your journey at this time. It always has been sacred. But you see how this looks like? It kind of reminds me of the flower of life. How things are all interconnected here. And there are things that, it's like pieces of the puzzle are coming together. There may be memories from the past that you're understanding what was going on. There may be parts of certain experiences that you remembered, but now you're putting it all together. And what you're doing is with these memories that are coming back online, with these visions, with these dreams that are coming back online, you're using it all to take you further and also to take you deeper. All right? You have an incredible amount of depth. That's something that some people don't know what to do with, quite honestly. There are some people in your life that you've crossed paths with and they swim at the surface. They're not deep divers, okay? So when you're ready to go deep and be so real and so understanding of the real things in life, they kind of want to come back up to the top and maybe swim to shore and build a sandcastle. Meanwhile, you're going deep. You're like swimming with the whales. You want that ancient knowledge, you know? And it's not to put anyone else down, but the reason why this is coming through is that some of these beings that don't understand your depth and that are not equipped to dive so deeply with you, instead of respecting your depth, they have tried to make you feel like something's wrong with you because you don't want to swim to shore with them. So they have tried to set you apart in a very rude way, alienate you, isolate you. And so this message is coming through to let you know that there was nothing ever wrong with you, okay? It's that you and these beings that you encountered were in very different places. And you had very different purposes on this earth. Some of these beings that you encountered, they're here to trigger people into their growth. They're here to trigger people into an awakening. And they do that sometimes through or by causing pain. And the thing about it is that you chose not to remain in a state of pain and suffering. You chose to make all of that energy work for you. And it's working for you. You're a divinely sacred being. So this is the Protect card. There's a koala bear on it. It did come out in the reverse. There's a koala and their baby. Okay. There could have been something in the past that happened that you felt that you weren't protected. Maybe you were not in a state of security. There could have been someone who was supposed to protect you and they did not. Okay, this could have been in the past, maybe in a relationship, or it could have been during childhood, since I'm seeing this koala bear and their baby. Okay, what's coming to mind is mama bear, papa bear. Okay, there could have been a parent who needed to do something differently. Okay, they needed to do something differently in order to give you the level of security and safety and peace in your life that you deserve. Okay. Divine, please clarify this Protect energy. There's somebody here who was cunning. There was a cunning energy that was impacting this situation in your life where you did not feel protected. Okay. They're coming through as a wolf. Could have been a wolf in sheep's clothing. Could have been a wolf in sheep's clothing, a pretender, someone who is not who they say they are, or if this feels like past energy, doesn't have to be. And you know these readings can be past, present, or future. Okay, Divine, please clarify this. I'm gonna go to the owls, they said. The owls want to show us some things. Divine, please clarify this protect and cunning energy. This cunning energy. Protect and cunning. Oh yeah, Seven of Wands. This was an attack that took a situation out of balance. It could have made you feel like you were out of balance. Okay, it could have had an impact on your realm, on your world, on your inner realm, your inner world. There could have been evidence of changes due to this attack on the outer realm as well, in your outer world, but I feel like it was also impacting your inner realm. With this being Two of Pentacles, it could have impacted your feeling of safety, of security. Very practical things, something with the body, okay? I do put a trigger warning at the beginning of every reading, but I'm just, with the energy I'm starting to pick up on, you know, I just want to reassure you that if there is something in this reading that makes you uncomfortable to a point where you don't want to tune in, that's okay. All right? That's okay. Yeah, there's something that started to feel out of balance with your sense of security and safety. There could have been something in your surroundings that did not feel secure or that felt out of place. We've got Three of Swords on the fence, but it landed on power and inspire. So what's coming through is that whatever happened with this situation, with this cunning energy that came in, and I feel like they came in and threatened your sense of security, perhaps when you were young, okay? This caused a lot of, or it could have caused a lot of pain with the Three of Swords, okay? But there's something that you've done with this pain. There's something that you've chosen to do with this pain, turning it into your power and using it as a source of inspiration for your own growth and potentially for others as well, because I already see that you have a very sacred path. So all of the lessons that you learn, you gain from them. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the timer, you grow from them. This is something that has happened over a period of time. It's happened in divine timing. This is not a process that could be rushed. So if you do have memories of a past situation that are coming back online, please know that it's happening in divine timing, okay? Also, the process of recalling memories that have been blacked out, you know, blocked out, that is a very beautiful thing that the mind does in order to protect us, okay, from things that are too much to handle. We in this life have to function, right? And so when there is a memory that is very painful, a lot of times there is just a very automatic thing that happens where we do not remember something, or we don't remember it clearly. Like, you might remember a situation, but it looks blurry, okay? The memory is blurry, so you're seeing like figures, but not specific things happening, okay? There are mental health care professionals that can help with the recall of these memories if that is something that you're interested in. But just know that no matter where you are on your path, there is support for you if that is something that you are looking for, if you're looking for support. But you definitely, what's coming through in this reading is that you have ancestral support and angelic support, okay? So there is something that's hidden. This could pertain to the subconscious mind, but I'm seeing this on the outer realms as well, where this cunning energy was trying to be hidden. They wanted to be hidden. Okay, we've got the Knight of Wands crossing the Seven of Wands. So there's someone who came in with very aggressive energy, posing an attack with the Knight of Wands there. And I'm getting that as quickly as they came in, they left. With the Eight of Cups, so they may have left. Or this could have been emotional distance that you felt from them. Maybe they left in the physical, maybe they left or distanced themselves mentally or spiritually. I'm getting the phrase like they checked out. They checked out. And that could have caused a tower. Okay. There's something about a tower that has led to your ability to alchemize. You've got Temperance and the Nine of Cups. You're an earth angel. And I'm getting that not only do you manifest the Nine of Cups, which is your wish fulfillment, I feel like this is your soul's desire. Whatever it is that your soul desires for you to experience in this lifetime, that is what you get. That is what you get, because you are sacred. You are sacred. You are an inspiration. And you have alchemized some of the most hideous energies that you did not select. You didn't sign up for it, okay? Your soul knew that you were strong enough for it, but you did not come into this life and live through your years and say, yeah, I want that to happen, I want that to happen, I want that to happen. But when you were met with these challenges, with these hideous energies, you alchemize that. You alchemize those frequencies. And this is leading to your Six of Wands. There's something that, I said Six of Wands, but this is Six of Swords. So you've got Six of Wands and Six of Swords because it came out just, whew. We're also in minute 17. 17 as I'm saying this. That's the Star card. Hope, healing. Also, there's something about eyes on you, but in a very positive way. People see you as an inspiration, beautiful being. And there's something that you are aware of within yourself, and there's something that you are aware about the world. You are aware of something that happens within the world, and you have a key to decode this. I'm hearing a hideous puzzle. I don't know. It's like it's something that happens. It could be an experience that some people go through. Perhaps it's something related to trauma or something related to neglect or abuse or something of that sort. But it feels to a lot of people, depending on where they are on their journey, it feels like a puzzle. It feels like a mystery. And they look within themselves and they just see, they feel confused. Okay, there's something about what you've gone through where you're able to inspire people so that the different parts of themselves that they see or that they feel make sense to them. I'm getting DID, dissociative identity. Am I saying that right? Identity disorder. There's something about the way I was saying that, because I can say that word, but it's something about taking away the confusion that a lot of people feel about their identity. I don't know why that feels so strange for me to say as I'm saying that word. It feels so strange. But what I'm getting is that there could be people, okay, that you are going to assist that are a part of your soul tribe who feel like they don't know themselves. Okay, now this reading is so specific. Okay, so if this is not your reading, I love you, but you don't have to make it fit. Okay, but yeah, there are people that you are meant to connect with in this lifetime, who when you meet them, when you cross paths with them, they are going to feel so confused about who they are. And it's going to be like when they look at themselves, they feel like they're in murky waters. And there's something about you bringing temperance to them. The tool of temperance, the skill of temperance. It's not that you are doing the work for them, but there's something about the process that you have been through to understand yourself, to understand what you have been through in order to help them gain mastery of that skill as well. Something about that. Okay, you might go into therapy, you might go into, I'm talking about as, you know, yourself helping others. Okay, you might be a counselor, you might be a mental health care provider. There's something about what you do that helps people to understand themselves. Okay. Six of Swords, moving to calmer waters. And this is the energy that you bring to people. This is what you do. You inspire people, you help them understand themselves. Yeah, when they're in a state of confusion with the Two of Swords. Identity. Wow. You know, during readings, it's like, Spirit, thank you, Divine. It's like sometimes Spirit is just talking through me to get these messages through, and I don't even, like, I don't know. I'm sort of somewhere else, but thank you, Divine. All right, so we've got the Fool in reverse. Let's see what this is. What's this Fool in reverse? Crossed with the Page of Swords. Oh, okay, and it's the King of Wands. So there's somebody who sees, they're watching you, okay? Now, they feel like, and I feel like they're watching you be an inspiration. They're watching you become inspired and serving as an inspiration to someone or to a community or a group of people. This is a person who they're in search of a new beginning. They're desiring a new beginning, but they feel like their new beginning is turned upside down. They feel like they are insecure. They feel like they are insufficient. They're not enough. They feel like they don't have what it takes because they are spending time watching you. So they're trying to enter your realm or be a part of your realm in some off-putting way. And I say that because the Page of Swords was on the fence. So they really don't know if they want to be a Page of Swords in the upright and learn from you and, yeah, maybe take some inspiration from you, since Inspire just popped up in my head with that card coming out. Or they, you know, do they want to lie and gossip and spy and stalk? You know, they're kind of like here. They don't know what kind of Page of Swords they want to be. But they're coming through as a King of Wands. And tell me more about this energy, Spirit. They do have, yeah, they're very burdened with this Ten of Wands. Also, there's, oh, a bearded dragon. I recognize this because I used to have a bearded dragon. She crossed over, Ashe. But yeah, she was beautiful. So there is a bearded dragon here. I'm getting very much so like the spirit of the chameleon. There's someone around them that changes colors. They like to fit into different different places, different environments, and they want everyone to believe that they belong wherever it is that they are at that time, but their loyalty resides with no one. So there's someone around this person who is not loyal, but they pretend to be loyal to this person who's watching and stalking you, okay? Observing you, but in a very toxic way. So they're pretending to be loyal to this person, but they're not. Yeah, this King of Wands is extremely fixated on you. Is there anything else we need to know about this King of Wands, Spirit? Communication, so they're communicating with you or trying to. Yeah, this is facts with the Ace of Swords. What's the purpose of this communication? To bring conflict. With the Five of Wands, okay? So whoever this King of Wands is who's watching you, they could be trying to communicate with you in a way that brings conflict. That is something that Spirit wants you to know. And it's right here beside the Ace of Swords. So this is facts. This is very important for you to know. However it is that they reach out to you, they may be using someone else to do that, okay? And then I'm looking here at this tower and this moon. So they're doing this in a hidden way. And it's something that they want to do to try to bring an interruption to your inspired path, your inspired journey. I just heard, don't let them. Don't let them. You'll know who they are. You'll recognize this communication. Don't let them interrupt your journey. What is the guidance from the ancestors here, Spirit? Divine ancestors. What is the guidance here for this beautiful being with this situation? Compass. Yeah. Don't let them take you off of your inspired path. This is a feminine energy, ancestral spirit coming through. She's like, don't get off your path for anyone. For anyone. Okay? Because anyone who loves you is not going to ask you to get off your path. Okay, it says active love observation. So this came out on the fence. There may be something that this King of Wands is asking you to do as an act of love, maybe an act of service. That's what I'm getting. But they're saying to look closely. She's got little binoculars there. She's saying look very closely at the nature of this communication. Even though this person is, oh, I just heard pretending to want an act of love from you, an act of service. Something perhaps that you do for a lot of people. It could be a service that you provide. It already came through that you might be in the mental health care field, or there might be something that you do just to help people, you know? Even if it's not something that you're licensed for or that you've studied in the school of life, okay? So whatever it is that you do it extremely well, and you are prepared in a way that many people are not, because you have done the inner work as a result of the outer struggles that you faced, okay? It's like things that were placed on your path, not by your choice, but these were external obstacles that also presented internal struggles. And you learn to alchemize that energy, and you are an inspiration. Also, whoever this King of Wands is, they are extremely fixated on you. But this energy, this ancestral spirit with this compass energy is saying you don't need to be bothered with them. And I keep hearing it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So they could be picking a fight. You know, maybe there's something passive aggressive that they're saying or that they're insinuating about what you do. You know your path, and Spirit knows your path, and clearly your ancestors know your path. And it's beautiful. You don't need to doubt that at all. Also, there could be something about money on the table, okay? I'm hearing it's not always worth the price. It's not always worth the price. So there might be money that this person is offering you. It might not be worth whatever price it is that they're paying, okay, to do whatever it is that they're trying to get in touch with you for. Anything else? Ancestors, divine ancestors. Backstory. So look, she's sitting there at a typewriter. Yeah, an old school typewriter. So there's something about your story from a long time ago that you're going back to. That's like those memories coming back, or those dreams. This could even be a very beautiful dream that you had as a child, something that you wanted to do, something that you wanted to accomplish, and it's all coming back in such a crystal clear way. What's coming through is to use your senses. If you're getting back in touch with old memories, you can, you know, if there were certain foods that you ate during a certain era of your life, or a certain perfume or cologne or incense that you were around a lot. you know, scents really do have the power to take us back and to help us recall things that we would never recall without smelling that particular smell. And so if that's something that you're working on, you can definitely keep that in mind, okay? But I feel like you're creating something based on something that happened a long time ago. Also, she has wings. She has wings. And so whatever it is that you're creating, it gives you wings, okay? You're going to experience a lot of energy. I don't drink Red Bull, but the little saying, it gives you wings, is coming to mind. When you create this piece of art or this, whatever it is, a book, a podcast, whatever it is that you're creating, based on these memories, based on these dreams, based on these visions, hopes, wishes from the past, you're going to get so much energy. It's going to inspire you to do other things as well. So get ready. I feel like you're going to be very busy, but doing things that you are truly here to do. And that's another thing, is to do a daily protection ritual or state a mantra or something like that. Do something that connects you to the frequency of protection each day, because you are really on your path. And a lot of people like to bother people who are truly on their path. They like to see if they can get them off their path. Also, I'm seeing in my mind's eye like old tricks. So there might be an old trick that somebody's trying to come back in with that you already know the deal, but you just need to know that they have not changed. It's the same old, and they literally think that they are going to get you with the same old tricks, and it's like, no. Yeah, 3223 was on the timer as I said that. So it's like same thing, but they're just like reversing it or flipping it or something. But it's the same old. Ain't nothing changed, okay? Thank you, Spirit. What's coming through, Divine, for this beautiful being as they move forward on their creative path of inspiration? Prosperity. And it came out on the fence, so, and it was on the box, but right underneath where it was is compass. So just really important to stay on your path and to not doubt your path, because when you are sure of your path, which is what you are guided to do, what you have felt the desire to do since you can remember, you are prosperous. It doesn't matter, you know, how much is flowing to your bank account in that moment. It's coming. And the reason why you know it's coming is because when you are secure and stable within your own energy and within your connection to the divine, everything is aligned. So it's only a matter of time until you see that every aspect of your world is moving in the direction that it needs to go in. Maybe not even the direction that you planned for it to go in, but it's going in the direction that it needs to go in, because you're aligned with Spirit. Okay, so that's just a reminder not to let anybody take you off your path. If they give you a really sick feeling in your gut, nah. Yeah, because you should be in harmony with your body. Okay? And anyone who is in harmony with Spirit, when you're in harmony with Spirit, you will be in harmony with each other. So the clue is to always stay in harmony with Spirit. And then that way you'll always know if somebody's not for you, because it just won't feel right. okay? Whether it comes through a temporary feeling of nausea or anxiety, heart palpitations, sweaty palms, whatever it is, however it is that your body speaks to you, notice how people make you feel. Notice how they make you feel. And don't ignore that, please, beautiful being. Because that is your internal map showing you the way. That's your internal compass. And that way, you make sure that you are able to share your story. Okay? Ashe, thank you, Spirit, for these messages. I'm so grateful that you allow them to flow through me. And thank you, beautiful being. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate your kind comments, your subscribes, your likes, your donations, your hypes, every bit of love that you send to In Her Dreams. I am so grateful for. I love you. I wish you peace. I wish you joy and so many blessings. Take care.